Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian taking on the Tennessee Outlaws, our first doubleheader of the season. As the two teams are already out on the ice warming up, so let's talk about the two teams. Independence last year, they were Independence Ravenwood 2. They only had two seniors, Torrin Kemble and Jax Grayson. Meanwhile, USN-BA-Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture here. Ryan Barrett was one of them. Drake Hughes, Ryan Barrett, Nick Venable, and Mitchell Profit. Now, one of the players that did not come over in this merger was Benjamin Schwartz. He is now living in Connecticut. He's going to play soccer at the Gun Academy, Frederick Gun School. The Indy seniors this year for the team: Trent Pavlik, Catcher Grayson, Barrett Teasdale, Jackson McCoy, Jonas Martorell, Landrick Mayeski, and Finn Kalberg. They lost 6-1 in their opening game of the season last week to Hendersonville Beach Gallatin. So let's look at their stats, what little there are. Barrett Teasdale with a point from a goal, Landrick Mayeski with a point from an assist, and goalie play. Trent Pavlik played the entire game, so his record on the season 0-1, played the full 42 minutes, allowed 6 goals and 17 shots, turned away the other 11. Save percentage in the regular season, .647, goals against average, 6.43. Ethan Burrell and Scott Phillips are the co-head coaches of this team. On to the Tennessee Outlaws, coached by Chris Deming. The seniors that they had to part ways with last year. They had to part ways with Blake Rodemel, Michael Petak, Jacob Schenk, and Brennan Lorink, and they also parted ways with those Montgomery County kids who are now on the Rangers squad. Their seniors this year are Nico Pulley, Dalton Alejandro, A.J. Malloy, Cody Skelton, Elijah Freeman, Aiden Kemp, Jack Resty, and Gabriel Hill. They opened the season last week with a 6-3 loss to Franklin last Wednesday. So let's look at their stats coming into tonight. Josh Kane is the team's leading scorer. He has 2 points from a goal and an assist. Cody Skelton and Dalton Alejandro each have a point from a goal. James Daniel and Logan Wood each have a point from an assist. Justin Yanuchili played that whole game in goal. So his record 0-1. He was out of the net for almost 5 minutes, so they show him as having played 37 minutes. There was an empty net for almost 5 minutes in the third period. He made 31 saves on 35 shots, turned away the other 4. Of course, the last 2 goals for Franklin were empty netters. So Yanuchili's save percentage in the season, .886, and his goals against average is 4.86. And we're ready to go with this one early because they want to get this show on the road as quickly as possible for the kids who are from a ways out of town. The Outlaws this year with a player from Creekwood. Also a player from Scotts Hill. That's South Dixon County. Some some Indy players are wearing different numbers tonight. Dawson Reynolds going to start in goal tonight for the Outlaws. Catcher Grayson going to start in goal for Indy for this first period. Outlaws carry the puck from my left to right, Indy from my right to left. So we have two teams bidding for their first win of the season. Game is underway. Just a few minutes shy of 8:30. Early starts are never a bad thing as Outlaws had a chance in tight. Shot was right in front and missed the net to the left. Puck out in front, and A.J. Malloy shoots it past the net to the left of catcher Grayson. And puck put out in front from the inboards and nobody there. Puck now back in the Outlaws zone. And a shot misses the net to the left of Reynolds. That shot coming from Landrick Majewski. And the Outlaws are going to end up icing the puck. 13:04 to go in the first. It's the first stoppage in play. One player the Outlaws picked up during the offseason, Chaffin Baggett, transferred from Father Ryan to Hillsborough High School, so he's now an Outlaw. Oh, puck came out in front of the Outlaw net. Reynolds is a stop and cover, trying to move it along for the Outlaws. It was Jackson McKnight. Puck went off a skate, came right to the front of the net. Draw was to the right of Reynolds, won by the Outlaws. Puck in the Indy zone, and unable to put it out in front. Jackson McKnight. Now a shot at the other end, stopped by Reynolds. Shot in the left wing, and Barrett Teasdale stopped by Reynolds, and then the rebound try from Jaden Parnage-Karn, gloved and held onto by Reynolds. Draw is going to be to the right of Reynolds again. 12:15 left in the first, no goals on the board. Draw one by Outlaws. Puck carried to center, brought back in by Indy. Finn Kalberg dumbing it down deep. Puck out on the far side. Trying to move it along was Benjamin Kelly. Cleared out by Nico Pulley. Brought right back in by Kalberg. Finn Kalberg, high slot, tried to shoot. Nice job by Dalton Alejandro. Put the stick in there and poked the puck away on the follow through. Here's Alejandro out at center. Alejandro into the Indy zone left wing side, but offside. Logan Wood had gone over the blue line before Alejandro. 11:29 to go in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draw on the dot across from the Indy bench, but catcher Grayson, they're switching goalies. Catcher Grayson out after just 2 minutes and 31 seconds. Trent Pavlik in the net now. Catcher injure himself, or did he have an equipment issue that needs to be checked? That's certainly a very strange goaltending switch. Puck ends up in the Indy zone off the draw. Eagles clear it out. Elsa Anderson brings it back into the Indy zone on the left wing side. She's trying to pass it to the slot that's broken up. Back the other way comes Landrick Majewski. Majewski in the Outlaw zone, right wing side. A shot stopped and held on to. Again, Majewski, one of the seniors in this Independence-BA-USN-NCS squad. Draw to the left of Reynolds. 3 shots on goal for Indy, none on the board yet for the Outlaws. Even though A.J. Malloy had a great chance early on in the game, he shot it wide. Draw to Reynolds left. One by Indy, puck put out in front and went off the stick of Reynolds. Here's Elsa Anderson. That's not Elsa Anderson. She's got it at center now. That was Gabby Ballinger, who's not on my roster. Puck carried back into the Outlaws zone. Outlaws trying to get it away from the Eagles. With it now for Indy is Jake McGlynn. And puck ends up out at center. Dowden Friedrich brings it back in and dumps it down the right wing side. Puck is behind the net. Here's James Daniel. Sending it around on the near side. Went off a stick. Comes out in front. Dr. Dubon, a shot deflected by Bryson Patton and turned away by Reynolds. Majewski with it again. Landrick Majewski to the slot. Backhander just missed the net to the right of Reynolds. Majewski behind the net again. Pinned up against the boards. There's Bryson Patton backhanding it out to the far side. Jake McGlynn taking a hit. Majewski passing up to the left point. Friedrich pass to the slot off the stick of Patton. Oscar Dubon, right point, his shot takes a deflection off a skate and dribbles into the corner to the right of Reynolds, the left wing corner. Puck cleared out by James Daniel. Now dumped back into the Outlaw zone. It's behind the net. Passed over to Ballinger. She sends it ahead to A.J. Malloy, who pokes it along. Now it's taken back by Barrett Teasdale. He brings it back into the Outlaw zone, trying to go to the slot. Backhanded to the front of the net, stopped and covered up by Reynolds. Oscar Dubon couldn't find the puck. 8:58 left in the first, still no goals on the board. Draw to Reynolds left. One by Indy. Here's Dubon passing it down the wall to the right wing side. Passing it down the right wing wall to Barrett Teasdale. Moving along the blue line, but the puck got away from him and went out. Puck back in the Indy zone and shot wide from the high slot by Jackson McKnight. Now out at center with it for Indy is Oliver Weedman. Sends it back into the Outlaw zone. Tennessee with it. Cleared up along the near side. Dalton Alejandro off the bench, passing it over to the far side. Now it's back in the Indy zone on the right wing. And cleared out by the Eagles. Here's Barrett Teasdale through center, back into the Outlaw zone. Left wing side, a shot off the glove of Reynolds. Tried to snatch it, but it went off his glove and hopped behind the net. Back the other way goes Jackson McKnight. Right wing side of the Indy zone. Shot missed the net to the right of Trent Pavlik. Again, Pavlik taking over just 2 minutes and 31 seconds into the game from catcher Grayson. See if they switch once the next whistle comes about. Here's a shot from the right point of the Outlaw zone. Stopped and held on to by Reynolds. That shot coming from Brody Wales. 7:33 left in the first. Still no goals on the board. Draw's going to be to the left of Reynolds. Shots on goal favoring Indy, 6-0. Draw one by the Outlaws. Tried to clear it out. And it's cleared out on the near side by Logan Wood. Brody Wales. Backhanding it over to the near side. Now it comes back to Wales. Ahead to number 29, George Logazar. Brody Wales shot to the right point, blocked. Went out to center, and he sent it back in, and George Logazar touches it up for the offside. 6:53 left in the first. Still no goals on the board in this one. Draw will be on the dot across from the Outlaw bench. Draw one by the Outlaws. Benjamin Kelly with it. Now Logan Wood will carry to center. Here's Alejandro into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Tried to get off a shot from the bottom of the right circle. It was blocked. Eagles will bring it back out. Jake McGlynn pumps it back in the Outlaw zone. Here's Landrick Majewski behind the net. Coming around to the far side. Majewski goes to the left wing. Gets off a shot from the edge of the left circle that's gloved and held onto by Reynolds. 6:11 to go in the first. Still zip. Draws to the right of Reynolds. One by the Outlaws. James Daniel carries it to center. Dumps it into the Indy zone. Puck comes around to the right wing corner. Here's Elsa Anderson trying to put it out in front. Puck dumped back into the Outlaw zone from center. Reynolds behind his own net passes it over to Gabby Ballinger. She clears it out. She was trying to get it ahead to Elijah Freeman. Freeman catches up to it at center. Brings it back into the Indy zone on the left wing side. Try to put it out in front. That's broken up. Held in by Anderson. Anderson tried to pass the slot. And Aiden Kemba, that was broken up. Puck comes out high, and Jake McGlynn intercepts and brings it out to center. Barrett Teasdale now, right wing side of the Outlaw zone. Gets off a shot that misses the net to the left of Reynolds. And there was a shot at the other end that was stopped by Trent Pavlik. So Outlaws finally with a shot on goal almost 9 minutes in. Here's Oscar Dubon. Shot in the left wing. It's turned away by Reynolds. Wasn't a very hard shot. Puck out at the right point. Jaden Parnitz-Karn puts it out in the high slot. Dubon a shot off a skate and ends up behind the net. Here's Finn Kalberg putting it out in front. Jaden Parnitz-Karn turns and shoots it. It goes off the right leg pad of Reynolds. Elsa Anderson carries it to center. Tried to flip it ahead. It went into the hands of Oscar Dubon. Sent back into the Outlaw zone. James Daniel will track it down. Daniel gives it away. Here's Dubon. Trying to put it out in front. That was blocked, Dubon. Now here's Parnitz-Karn. Cleared out. Clive Keeler now chasing it back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Here's A.J. Malloy. Now Barrett Teasdale brings it back into the Outlaw zone. Shot in the right circle. Stopped by Reynolds, who didn't know where the rebound was. He's got it under his right leg pad. I think it was Teasdale again. Covered up. 3:50 left in the first. Still no goals on the board. Offside called against Indy just after that draw, so they'll drop it outside the zone. Franklin leading Hendersonville beats Lawson 4-1 over on Rank B, and the game between Mount Juliet and Summit underway by now on the Terry Crisp rink out in Bellevue. Puck back inside the Outlaws zone. Puck ends up back in the Outlaw zone, comes around to the far wall. George Logazar past the slot, and a shot was broken up. A shot from Joey Freed was blocked. Brody Wills, a shot in tight. Blocked, and then he put it out in front for Oliver Weedman, and he tapped it past the net to the right of Reynolds. Here's Wales flipping it through the air. Down deep into the left wing corner. Brought to center by A.J. Malloy. Now Clive Keeler back in the Indy zone with a backhander. Stopped and held on to by catcher Grayson, who's now back in goal. So they switched back again at some point. Grayson started the game, went out after 2 minutes, 31 seconds. Trent Pavlik was in. Now they've switched back. 2:35 left in the first, still no goals on the board. Draw is going to be to the right of Grayson. Puck in the Outlaws zone. Indy come up with it. Now there's Jackson McKnight with an interception. He'll carry to center. McKnight back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Try to put it in front. Held in at the left point by Benjamin Kelly. Now there's McKnight behind the net. Passing out to the left point, Kelly. Kelly, shot blocked away, and the rebound stopped by Grayson. Another shot in the left circle over the net. I think it was McKnight shooting again. Or not again. I don't think he'd taken a shot until that point. Yes, it was McKnight because the puck was out at center for a moment. Now it's out at center again. Josh Kuehn sends it back into the Indy zone. Cleared out to center. Here's Kelly. Backhanding it back up the far side. Now the puck out at center again. Man got knocked over. I think it was Josh Kuehn who got knocked over. Now the puck is back in the Outlaw zone. Gabby Ballinger working it around to the far side. And now Logan Wood with it at center. Wood, left wing side of the Indy zone. Has a shot that's turned away by Grayson. We're inside the final minute of the first now. Malachi Hogan out there. For the Outlaws, trying to put it out in front from behind the Indy net. The Eagles able to clear. Outlaws trying to get it back inside the zone. It ends up in their end. 30 seconds left in the first. Here's Daniel. Oh, they got tripped. He got tripped by Barrett Teasdale exiting the zone. Ran into the stick of Teasdale and went down, and Teasdale will go to the box. So tripping the call, 20.5 seconds left in the first. Outlaws getting the first power play of the game. No goals on the board. Draw will be to the right of Grayson. Draw one by Indy, and they clear it out. James Daniel trying to fire it back ahead. It hit Landrick Majewski, comes right back to Daniel. Daniel at center. Brings the puck into the Indy zone, dumps it down deep. Brody Wills will slap it around the wall. That'll be it for the first. For the first time this season, we have broadcast a first period where nobody scored. 0-0 between Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian and the Outlaws at the end of one. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws. Catcher Grayson still in goal for Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian. This second period, Indy will carry the puck from my left to right, Outlaws from my right to left. Outlaws starting this second period with 99 seconds of power play time carrying over. Try to start the second one by the Outlaws. Puck brought into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Up. Man lost his glove. It was Jackson McKnight. Dropped his glove in the right circle, his right glove. He still took a shot that missed the net to the left of Grayson. Puck in the Outlaw zone, cleared out by Tennessee, and then we get a whistle. I'm not sure why we got a whistle for that. I guess they called offside against Indy. Draw one by the Eagles. They dump it into the Outlaws zone. Outlaws immediately bring it out. Brought back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Minute left in the power play for the Outlaws. Puck brought back into the Outlaws zone. Indy player was pushed off the puck. Here comes Dalton Alejandro out to center. Alejandro back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Try to go to the slot. Puck was knocked off his stick. Shot on the right wing side was blocked. Passed out up top to James Daniel. Daniel's shot stopped by Grayson, and the backhander is put in on the rebound try by Josh Kuehn. Grayson went to cover it up. Couldn't, and Josh Kuehn moves to the left-hand side of the net and backhands it home to convert the power play and give the Outlaws a 1-0 lead with 12:37 to go in the second period. Puck in the Outlaw zone. They clear it out to center. Clive Keeler brought it to the Indy blue line, and it poked off his stick. Shoveled back in by A.J. Malloy, but two of his teammates had to get back on side. Here's Finn Kalberg letting it get away from him as he went to carry it out. Here's Barrett Teasdale at center. Backhanding it over to Oscar Dubon on the far side. Dubon having a bit of trouble trying to handle it. Takes a bit of a bump, dumps it into the Outlaw zone. It went out and was brought back in offside. 11:45 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Franklin leading Hendersonville beats Lawson 5-1 in the third over on Rink B. Meanwhile, out at Bellevue, Mount Juliet with a 1-0 lead over Summit. Logan Wood at the end boards of the Indy zone with a puck. Backhanded over to Dalton Alejandro. Alejandro going out to the high slot. Now moving towards the front of the net, and his shot stopped and held onto by Grayson. Draw is to the right of Grayson, catcher Grayson. And puck was dropped, but one of the referees didn't like how George Logazar and Malachi Hogan were lining up against one another. So they drop it again. Indy win it, get it out. Here's Joey Freed into the Outlaw zone, left wing side, a shot gloved and held onto by Dawson Reynolds. Big save by Reynolds. 11:05 to go in the second. Still 1-0 Outlaws. Here's Landrick Majewski. Left wing side of the Outlaws zone. Took a bump at the puck taken away. Back the other way come the Outlaws. Logan Wood, a shot. Oh, I think it hit off the stick of Grayson and then hit the post to his right. So Grayson almost redirected it in the back of his own net, and we're going to have a whistle against Indy. Brody Wales going to go to the box for interference for knocking the stick out of Logan Wood's hand. Or hands. So 10:36 left in the second. Outlaws returning to the power play up 1-0. Draw is going to be to the left of catcher Grayson. Draw one by the Outlaws. James Daniels shot blocked. Here's Landrick Majewski. Carrying it to center. That's back in the Outlaws zone in the left wing corner. Puck is behind the net. Flicked around to the far side. Comes up to the left point, intercepted by Dalton Alejandro. Alejandro passes it up the far side. Now it's back in the Outlaw zone. Intercepted and cleared out by Oscar Dubon. Puck brought back and dumped back into the Indy zone by the Outlaws. Minute left in the power play for Tennessee. Puck out at center. James Daniel with it. Passes it over. Now Barrett Teasdale takes the puck. He'll bring it back into the Outlaws on the left wing side. A shot missed the net. Under 30 seconds left in the power play for the Outlaws. Puck back in the Indy zone. Indy having trouble trying to clear it out. Battle for the puck at the left point. And it's out at center. Here's Clive Keeler. Bear Teasdale taking it away. Teasdale back into the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. And the Outlaws take it back, bring it to center. Penalty time against Indy is up. They're back at even strength. Shot from Alejandro in the Indy slot. Off the glove of Grayson. Rebound try. Turned away by Grayson. Both those shots coming from Chaffin Baggett, who's wearing number 83 tonight instead of number 24. And Indy cleared it out. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Malachi Hogan now back in the Indy zone. Try to go down the slot. Puck taken away and cleared out by Dowden Friedrich. Meanwhile, while I wasn't looking, an Outlaw player got off a shot that was stopped by Grayson. Now there's a chance. Clive Keeler, high slot, a shot over the net. Rebound, tapped in front, score! Keeler! Keeler's initial shot went over the net, off the glass, and from the bottom of the right circle was chopped right in front to him with the bottom right-hand corner of the net wide open and knocked in. I think it was James Daniel who had the setup on that goal, the pass to the back door, and it is now 2-0 Outlaws with 7:29 to go in the second. Draw one by Indy. And a dumping attempt is behind the net. Dawson Reynolds wasn't sure where it was. Oh, now the puck in front, chance for Indy. And Reynolds got over in time and makes the save on the stuffing attempt by Bryson Patton. Puck back in the Indy zone. Elijah Freeman unable to get a stick on it. It's taken away by Drew Brownrigg. Puck cleared out. It's back in the Outlaw zone on the right wing side. Brody Wales a shot. Went across the front of the net. Reynolds may have gotten a piece of it. It's cleared out. Yes, Reynolds did get a piece of it. They put it up on the board. Here's Elsa Anderson carrying it back into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Tried to drop it back, intercepted by Landrick Majewski, and he'll carry to center. Majewski. Ahead to Patton. Off to Majewski. Shot gloved and held on to by Dawson Reynolds. 6:18 to go in the second. 2-0 Outlaws lead. Draw is to the left of Reynolds. Puck came on goal. Reynolds had to knock it away. Puck out to the left point, dumped down low. And now it's brought to center by the Outlaws on a 2-on-1. Jackson McKnight, shot stopped by Grayson. Puck back in the Outlaw zone. They immediately clear. Oh, and now here's Oscar Dubon, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Pushed off the puck. It's behind the net. Now back the other way. Come the Outlaws again. Puck put in front. Number 21 couldn't get his stick on it. And now here's a shot from Josh Kuehn, stopped by Grayson with a right leg pad. Puck held in at the right point. Sent back down the wall. Bryce Sack right behind the net, sending it over to the far side. Here's Oliver Weedman. Backhander is intercepted. Shot from the top of the left circle, and Benjamin Kelly stopped and held on to by catcher Grayson, went into his chest and then dropped into the glove. 4:58 left in the second, still 2-0. Outlaws. Draws to the right of Grayson once again. Here come Indy back into the Outlaws zone, but Tennessee able to come up with a puck and get it out. Intercepted at center and brought right back in on the left wing side by number 12, who is not on my roster at all. It's a shot from Dalton Alejandro at the other end, stopped and held on to by Grayson. 4:29 left in the second, still 2-0 Outlaws. Let's see, who's wearing number 12? Oh, it's Patton. It's Patton. Rich Mellon spelled it wrong on the little Apple note. He spelled it as patron. It's Bryson Patton. Draws to the right of Grayson. One by Indy, sent over to the far side. And it's out at center. James Daniel. Down low. Daniel banks it hard off the near boards. Brody Wells keeps it alive. And then it hops over his stick and out. Barrett Teasdale. Back into the Outlaw zone to the left wing side. A shot missed the net to the right of Reynolds. Centering pass attempt broken up by the Outlaws, and they bring it back to center. James Daniel hands it off Malachi Hogan, right wing side of the Indy zone. Tried to drop it back, but Logan Wood was moving towards the right point. And the puck went out of the zone. Outlaws regroup, try and get it out of their zone. And left wing side of the Indy end, put in front of backhander from the Outlaws, stopped and covered up by Grayson. Was James Daniel. Dalton Alejandro from the left wing side doing the work to get Daniel loose and give him the chance. 3:14 left in the second, still 2-0 Outlaws. Trauby to Grayson's left. One by the Outlaws and a shot from Chaffin. Baggett hit the outside of the net on the left-hand side. Baggett with it again, trying to put it in front, went off a stick. And the puck cleared out by Indy. Outlaws with it at center. Brought back in. Clive Keeler shot in the slot, turned away by Grayson. Looked like it glanced off his left shoulder. Oliver Weedman passing it over to Joey Freed. I was back in the Outlaw zone behind the net. Puck comes up to the left point. Oscar Dubon slap shot blocked. Peyton Brogdon tried to carry it to the front of the net. It was taken away from her. Now back the other way come the Outlaws. The shot in the right circle, and getting a piece of it was Grayson. That shot coming from number 75. I think that should be Cody Skelton. Puck shot wide from in front by Clive Keeler, wide to the left of Grayson. Now it's out in front. The shot stopped, and rebound hopped over the stick of Keeler. The initial shot came from Chaffin Baggett. The puck was cleared out of play from in front of the net. 1:48 left in the second, still 2-0 Outlaws. Draws to the right of Grayson. One by the Outlaws. Puck in the right wing corner now behind the net. Elsa Anderson trying to put it out in front. And it comes out and it's taken out of the zone by Jake McGlynn. Brought back into the Outlaws zone. And taken back by Tennessee. Elsa Anderson out to center. She's into the Indy zone on the right wing side. Stops at the boards, trying to pass out to the slot. Intercepted by Landrick Majewski. Majewski out to center. Now Bryson Patton, left wing side of the Outlaw zone. Taking a shot, stopped by Reynolds. Puck comes out to the blue line, held in by Dowden Friedrich. Puck passed across, nobody there for Indy. Outlaws trying to clear. They do. Final minute of the second. Here's Benjamin Kelly. Back inside the Indy zone, sending it around the wall to the far side. And now Landrick Majewski passes over. Bryson Patton shanks the one-timer from the left circle. Puck comes out to the right point. Shot from Brody Wales, missed the net to the left of Reynolds. 30 seconds left in the second. Puck out in front of the Outlaw net, and a shot from Majewski, I think it was blocked. I don't think it ever got to Reynolds. Out of the blue line with it, Brody Wells. His shot hit a skating past the net. And Outlaws able to clear it out to center. Here's Brody Wales. It's going to be it for the second. Josh Kuehn and Clive Keeler with the goals for the Outlaws as they lead Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian 2-0 at the end of two. Third period underway. Dawson Reynolds still in goal for the Outlaws. Catcher Grayson still in goal for Indy. This third and final period, Outlaws will move the puck from my left to right, Indy from my right to left. Shot from Jackson McKnight, turned away by catcher Grayson, goes into the netting above the glass. Throw's going to be to the right of Grayson. Puck out at center. Looks like the Franklin-Hendersonville game is over. Not really sure what the final score is, but Summit Page leading Mount Juliet now 3-2 in the second down in Bellevue. Barrett Teasdale at center. Puck poked away. Here's Brody Wales. Passing it off. Now here's Finn Kalberg back in the outlaw zone on the right wing side. Put in front for Teasdale. Got pushed along by A.J. Malloy and couldn't get the shot off. Shot by number 82, stopped by Dawson Reynolds. Where did I put my phone? There it is. And a shot from a tough angle, stopped and covered up by Reynolds. 11:32 to go. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw is to the right of Reynolds. Draw one by Indy and a shot from Landrick Majewski. I think it hit a stick and then it hit the outside of the post to the left of Reynolds. Outlaws clear, no icing because Brody Wales tried to keep it in the zone and could not. Catcher Grayson comes out to play it. Here is Wales sending it over to the near side. Puck out at center. And dribbles into the outlaw zone and played offside by Landrick Majewski. .11 minutes to go in this one. Outlaws. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of their bench. Here's Bryson Patton, right wing side of the outlaw zone. His shot off a stick and past the net. Cleared out by Chaffin Baggett. Puggins up back in the outlaw zone. Bob Cobb passing it ahead. Sent around the wall to the near side. Chaffin Baggett will clear. Jake McGlynn with a puck now for Indy. Here's Bob Cobb. Clearing it up the far side. Dowden Friedrich brings it back in. Takes a shot from the right circle, gloved and held on to by Reynolds. 9:45 left in the game, still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw's going to be to the left of Reynolds. Draw one of the Outlaws, puck sent around the boards to the near side. Oscar Dubon with a one-timer from the left point off a stick and into the left wing corner. Puck out at center, Dubon. Back into the outlaw zone on the left wing side. Dubon on angle shot, stopped by Reynolds with a right leg pad. Here's George Logazar. Puck went off a stick across the front of the net. Friedrich will clear. Out on the far side with it at center is Elsa Anderson. Now Elijah Freeman. Left wing side of the Indy zone is shot. I don't know if Grayson got a piece of that or not. I think it missed to his left. Elijah Freeman, one of the 6 seniors on this outlaw team this season. Bryce Ackright brings the puck back into the Outlaw zone. Drops it up the wall, the right wing wall for Oscar Dubon. Dubon drops it behind the net. Benjamin Kelly plays it for the Outlaws. It's cleared out from the right wing corner. Sent back into the Outlaw zone, but Jackson McCoy and Jonas Martorell have to get back on side. And Martorell never left the zone, is trying to pass the puck across. Was Nico Pulley. Martorell never left the zone. Pulley whiffed on his pass, and Oliver Weedman came in and played it, but play was blown dead because Martorell had not cleared the zone. 8:18 left to go, still 2-0 Outlaws. Draws on the dot in front of their bench. Gabby Ballinger sending it around the wall inside the Outlaw zone. Here's Jackson McKnight flicking it ahead. McKnight. Now number 21 for the Outlaws, right wing side of the Indy zone. Comes around to the left wing. Drops it up to the left point. James Daniels shot blocked in front of the net and cleared out. Daniel picks it back up at center. Brings it back into the Indy zone. Puck out in front, comes on goal, poked it on goal. Stopped and covered up by Grace. 7:39 to go in the game, still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw is to the right of Grayson. Puck is behind the net, off the draw. Peyton Brogdon trying to play it in the right wing corner. Puck comes out in front. Gabby Ballinger a shot. Turned away by Grayson. He got a piece of it off the bounce. Now here's Ballinger again. She got knocked down by Oliver Weedman. Here's Jackson McKnight on the right wing side. McKnight tried to pass across. It's broken up and cleared. McKnight brings it back into the Indy zone. Hands it off on the left wing side, and a shot steered away. Actually missed the net to the right of Grayson. That shot coming from Josh Kuehn, who has what stands to be the game-winning goal. Had the first goal of the game in the second period. Both of the Outlaws' goals came in the second from Kuehn and Clive Keeler. Puck out at center. Here's Landrick Majewski bringing it back into the Outlaw zone. He's triple teamed. Goes to the near side boards. The puck poked away by Dalton Alejandro. Alejandro clears. Alejandro brings the puck back into the Indy zone. High slot, a shot off the glove of Grayson. Malachi Hogan, right wing corner. Puck out at center again. Here's Bryson Patton. Back in the Outlaw zone on the left wing side. Indy trying to clear, Outlaws trying to clear. It comes up to the left point. Bryce Ackright a shot. Stopped and covered up by Reynolds. 5:37 to go, still 2-0 Outlaws. Franklin beat Hendersonville Beach Lawson 6-1, so that game is in the books. Summit Page now up 5-2 on Mount Juliet out in Bellevue. As we get a whistle here inside the Outlaw zone. Offside. Nope, it's going to be a penalty against the Outlaws. A.J. Malloy is going to go to the box for tripping. So Indy getting a power play. down 2-0 with 5:12 to go. Would not be surprised if they win the draw and pull Grayson. Draw's going to be to the left of Dawson Reynolds. Draw was won by Indy. Puck held into the right point. Oscar Dubon on a shot. Stopped and held on to by Reynolds. Shots on goal tied at 20-20, but the Outlaws have a few that should be up there. Draw to the left of Reynolds, won by Indy. Here's Barrett Teasdale moving down the right wing. Back in front, stopped by Reynolds. He'll have it. He's got it. Draw will be to the left of Reynolds again. Won by Indy. Barrett Teasdale shot off, I think, the left arm of Reynolds into the netting above the glass. Draw is to the left of Reynolds. It was won by Indy, but stolen by James Daniel. To the net, a shot away at the post to the left of Grayson. Puck came up to the right point, and Barrett Teasdale, but Daniel jumped in and swiped it from him, and he was off to the races, but only Middle stopped him. Puck back in the Outlaws zone. Here's Landrick Majewski. Oscar Dubon. Now Majewski. Left circle, shot stopped and held on to by Reynolds. 63 seconds left of the power play, 4:16 to go in the game, still 2-0. Outlaws. Draws to Reynolds right. That's Cam Miles wearing number 21. Okay. Must be his JV jersey from last year. Under a minute left of the power play for Indy. Puck out at center. They have it. Brody Wales dumps it back into the Outlaw zone. Bryson Patton carrying it down the left wing. Goes below the goal line. Now it comes around to the far side. Brody Wales taking a shot. I think that was redirected past the net. And we're going to have a penalty against Indy. Outlaws player got knocked down behind the net by Brody Wales. Wales is going to go to the box for interference, so we'll have 15 seconds of 4-on-4, 3:27 to go in the game. Outlaws up 2-0. Up and, Elijah Freeman's going in too. So Elijah Freeman in the box, so we have coincidentals. Let's see what the box score says. Malloy's still in the box for his earlier penalty. So Freeman is in the box. Okay, so I guess Brody Wales didn't go to the box. I guess he must have gone because they were signaling interference. Okay, it is coincidental because they've taken Freeman's penalty off the board. So it'll stay 5-on-4. 3:27 to go. Outlaws up 2-0. Draws to the right of Dawson Reynolds. Surprised Indy haven't pulled catcher Grayson yet. Won by the Eagles. Oscar Dubon left point. Passes down the left wing. Jake McGlynn passes back up to the blue line. Dubon back down the left wing. McGlynn let it go past it, put it out in front. And a soft shot from Majewski stopped by Reynolds. Dubon from out high, a shot off the glove of Reynolds and past the net to his left. Penalty against the Outlaws is up. They're back at even strength. Roughing against Brody Wales, roughing against Elijah Freeman. Okay. Puck back in the Indy zone on the right wing side. Jackson McKnight, a shot stopped and held on to by catcher Grayson. 2:51 to go, still 2-0 Outlaws. Draws to the left of Grayson. One by Outlaws and a shot from Cody Skelton over the net. Just above the top of the right circle. Puck now coming around to the near side. And here's Barrett Teasdale with it for Indy. He brings it to center. Into the Outlaw zone on the left wing. Taking a shot. Gloved and held on to by Reynolds. 2:22 to go. Still 2-0 Outlaws. Draw is to the right of Reynolds. One to the Outlaws and they clear. Trickling through center back into the Indy zone. It's a foot race. Catcher Grayson's going to come out to play it to keep it away from Josh Kuehn. Oh, the puck comes out in front of the Indy net. A backhander. Oh! Getting back in time to block it. I don't think it was Grayson who made that stop. It was somebody else. I think it was Drew Brownrigg who made that stop. No, correction, it was Bryant Waddell, one of the newcomers to the team. Puck out in front of the Outlaw net. Taken along and carried out by Tennessee. Here's Logan Wood. Left wing side of the Indy zone. Puck poked off his stick. Here's Elijah Freeman. Behind the net, Josh Kuehn. Shot from the right wing side, missed the net, went across the front of the net. Last minute of the game. Indy clear it out, but Bryson Patton fumbles it. Back the other way come the Outlaws. Indy take the puck back, trying to get it out of the zone. They do, cleared out. Catcher Grayson called to the bench for the extra attacker. He's off at about 40 seconds. So the net empty for Indy. Puck back in the Outlaw zone. And it's Barrett Teasdale strips it from Elsa Anderson. Then he gets tripped in the slot. And a backhander from the bottom of the right circle stopped and held onto by Reynolds. 25.1 seconds to go. So Teasdale gets tripped by James Daniel. And Indy are going to use their timeout. 25.1 seconds left. The Eagles will be on the power play, trailing 2-0 and the net empty. James Daniel with 16 penalty minutes in 2 games. It is now 6-2 Summit over Mount Juliet out in Bellevue in the third. Mount Juliet had a 2-0 lead after 1. It's a distant memory now. I was not in Antioch the other night, but I was following along with a live box score. I know they were frustrated to have that game end in a 3-3 tie. Although it looks like they got lucky it ended in a tie because Station Camp outshot them 30-27. Station Camp played back-to-back nights, lost one game, then tied the other, and don't play again until October the 14th. 3 weeks from tonight. Yeah, 3 weeks from tonight is the next time Station Camp will play after playing back-to-back nights last week. All right, timeout done. Draw's going to be to Reynolds left. Net still empty for Indy. It has been since about the 40-second mark. 40 seconds to go. It's been empty for about the last 15 seconds. It's when the goalie goes off, not when the goalie starts leaving the net. Draw one by Indy. A shot blocked from the right wing. And Gabby Ballinger is going to fire it down ice. It's going to go past the empty net. And they called icing. They're shorthanded. That's the second time tonight that's happened. It happened in the JP2 Montgomery game. JP2 were whistled for icing when they were shorthanded. And they're going to have to drop the puck inside the Indy zone, which means catcher Grayson will have to return to the net. Draw will be to his left. So he was out of the net for about 27 seconds. Minute 48 left in the power play for Indy, who trail 2-0. Eagles with a puck. Landrick Majewski ahead to Barrett Teasdale. Teasdale at center into the Outlaws zone. Gets up a shot, misses the net. That's it. The Outlaws win. 2-0 the final score. The Outlaws get their first win of the season, and Indy are off to an 0-2 start. Both the goals scored in the second period for the Outlaws as they win this one 2-0. As I get ready to type out the final scores here. So the goals scored by Josh Kuehn and Clive Keeler. Player of the game is going to be Dawson Reynolds, a 25-save shutout. As the Outlaws move to 1-1 in this young season, and Indy are 0-2. So we have one game still ongoing. That is the Mount Juliet Summit game out in Bellevue, 6-2. Spartans leading in the third. Shots on goal favoring the Spartans, 37-8. Wow. Jeez. That is some dominance right there. This game will probably still be going on by the time I start packing up, so I'm not going to wait on it to finish. But let's assume Summit Page win, and they're going to be 2-0, and Mount Juliet are going to fall to 0-1-1. 1 loss and 1 tie. So let's go over the final scores that have happened so far tonight. 4 games in the books. Rutherford Rampage beat Father Ryan 4-2. JP2 MLK beat the Montgomery County Rangers 7-0. Franklin beat Hendersonville Beach Lawson 6-1. And just now, Tennessee Outlaws beat Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian 2-0. It is now okay. Sorry, thought I saw an update. It's still 6-2. I thought somebody scored out in Bellevue, but never mind. So here are the standings. With tonight's games in the books, or 4 of tonight's games in the books, 4 of the 5. JP2 MLK and Franklin, both 2-0. Looks like Summit Page will join them soon. Ravenwood, Montgomery Bell, Summit Page, Ensworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb all at 1-0. Now have a pretty sizable group at 1-1. Hendersonville Beach Lawson, the Outlaws, Centennial FRA, Brentwood, and the Rampage. Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill at 0-1, but it looks like they're going to go to 0-1, just like Station Camp Liberty Creek. Father Ryan, Independence, now 0-2, and the Montgomery County Rangers, the first team to be 0-3 this season. Let's take a look at the schedule for Wednesday. 3 games Wednesday night, all here at Centennial. 7:10 here on Rink A. Ensworth, Nolensville, Lipscomb will take on Mount Juliet, Wilson Central, Green Hill. Mount Juliet getting beat up tonight by Summit. Now they got to turn around and face the reigning Preds Cup champs. 8:30 over on Rink B, the Rutherford Rampage taking on Franklin. That'll be our game on Wednesday. Be on the air at 8:20 for an 8:30 face-off. And then at 8:40, it'll be Hendersonville Beach Lawson taking on Brentwood here on Rink A. Again, the Thursday night game between JP2 and Ensworth has been moved to November 20th at 7:10 p.m. here on Rink A at Centennial. Again, that was supposed to have taken place this Thursday, but has now been moved to the week before Thanksgiving. All right, so that is it, our first doubleheader of the season, and we had back-to-back shutouts. We've done 4 games this season. All of them have ended in shutouts. Are we going to have a non-shutout on Wednesday? I don't know. We'll see. You'll have to tune in at 8:20 to find out. Rutherford MLK Rampage taking on Franklin. Our final scores tonight, JP2 MLK 7, Montgomery County Rangers nothing, and just now Tennessee Outlaws 2, Independence-BA-USN-Nashville Christian nothing. Again, our player of the game, 25 safe shutout, is Dawson Reynolds of the Outlaws. Thank you all so much for listening. Our first doubleheader of the season in the books. I'm Michael Hackney. Good night, everybody, from Centennial.